So this video is a review of how to change a fraction into a percent. So we're going to start with a fraction like, say, 2 over 5. There's actually two ways to change this into a percent. One of the ways to do this is to make it a fraction, an equivalent fraction, with a bottom, or denominator, of 100. The reason that that works is because percent actually means per or of 100. So I start by changing the denominator. So 5 becomes 100, and then 2 becomes 40. Now, since percent means 100, that means that this actually equals 40%. The other way that I can change this into a percent is through division. So I make this into a decimal first, which we're all familiar with. So I go 5 divided by 2. Notice that the 5 is wearing the hat here. So here the 5 is out in the rain and the 2 gets to wear the hat. When I divide, 5 doesn't divide into 2, so I have to add a 0. And of course I have to put a decimal first. I move the decimal up to the top, and then I go 5 divided by 20. And that is 4. To finish it off, 5 times 4 is 20. I subtract, and I have 0 remainder. So the answer is 0.4. It's not a percent yet, though, so we have to keep going. I'm going to take another look at that 0.4 here. And I know that percent means per 100, or a fraction over 100, or the hundredths position in a decimal. So right now the 4 is in the tenths position and the hundredths position is empty. So I'm going to just hold that spot with a 0. Then I can take this and make it 40 over 100, or 40%. Now that you have seen two ways to change a fraction into a percent, I'd like you to try these 4 problems. So pause the video while you work. So we've now reviewed how to change a fraction and a decimal into a percent, but how do we go backwards? So if I have a percent, like 40%, and I want to change this into either a fraction or a decimal, well, I use my knowledge of what percent actually means. I know percent means per 100. So another way to write this would be 40 per or over 100. And now I use my knowledge of fractions because I know that over 100 also means that I can change it into a decimal with the last digit in the hundredths position. So that would make this 0.40. The 0 is a placeholder here. I can leave it here, or I can take it away. It doesn't matter. 0.40 is the exact same as 0.4. Now that you know how to change a percent into a fraction and a decimal, your job is to write each of these percents below as a fraction and a decimal. You can pause the video and then press play again when you're ready to keep going.